overview of what you have seen exactly about profiling. Like as an apps DBA, how much you must know about profile, what is profile, why profile, and what exactly profile does. And as an apps DBA, why we have to set the profiles. As you have seen, actually, you can do a couple of things using profile. You can define the password length, you can enable auditing, all these things you can do through profile. First, as you have seen, a profile is nothing but changeable options. How you define what is profile? Changeable options. In each module, Oracle people have given these changeable options. GL, AP, AR, inventory, order management, HR, every module comes with profiles. So profiles are already there. We just have to change the value of this profile. And particularly we, as an apps DBA, deal with the profiles which are there in sysadmin module. Whereas the profiles in GL module, AR module, inventory module, those profiles will be set up by functional consultant. Functional consultant will set up the profiles in GL, AP, AR. In sysadmin, if you want to define the password rule, if you want to enable auditing, most of the things you have to do what? Profiles. And what you have to understand, the key concept behind profile is, you have to think profile as a global variables. Profiles are nothing but global variables which are stored in the database. It is the concept of variable. You know, variable means where you can change the value. So profile value you can change, isn't it? So these are the concept of global variables. And where all profiles are stored? In database. Which part of database? AOL. And when we say AOL means which part of the tables are there? F&D profile option, F&D profile option TL, F&D profile options, F&D profile option values. So all the profiles are stored in this table. Okay. So if you look at what is profile, is nothing but changeable options, and these are nothing but global variables. Okay. And I said each module comes with profiles, isn't it? Now you look in your database, you have parameters. Are we creating parameter? Never, we never do that. Initialization parameter, never. All parameters are already there. We only change the value. SGA size, SGA target, it is already there. You change the value. All profiles are already there. We only change the value. We can also create our own profile also. A new profile also can be created. But again, that can be discussed later. Custom profile. But most of the time, you have existing profile is there. You have to change the value. And before we see why profiles, if you see, you know these most of the parameters, initialization parameters, we change at alter system, right? There are certain parameters can be changed by the session, right? Alter session. User can change, right? Certain profiles. Certain parameters like analyst day, alter session, isn't it? Profiles are also two types: system profile, user profile. What you have seen, system profile. The profile which can be directly changed by user are called user level profile. For example, date format, date, and numeric separator, comma separator, comma, language and all that. There are some profiles can be changed directly by users. So if you say profiles are nothing but changeable options, and these profiles can be, there are two types: system profile and user level profile. The profile which can be changed by user is called user profile. Only selected, very few. Like you have very few initialization parameter which can be changed by the session, alter session. Right? So this. And most of the profiles you can't change at the user level. So like say for example, language, the environment, certain profiles. In fact, whatever you have seen, most of the time we are going to deal with what? Which profile? System profile. And this system profile can be changed at different levels. What are the levels are there? Site, application, responsibility. So this is only site level, and this is a user means what? Session level or user session level. This is what? Session level, user session level. Only for particular user only. Site, application level. So of course, mostly we are going to deal with system profile. We are going to deal with system profile. User profile also you can see the certain profile user can change. System profile, site, application, responsibility. So site for all users, application for means users of particular application, responsibilities, users of that responsibility, and user means particular user. Right. So this basically, if you look at Y profiles, now this to change the way an application module works, to change the way an application module behaves. There are various ways we can do it. To change the behavior of an application module, to change certain settings, to change certain functionality, we use profile. To change the behavior of an application module, to change the way an application module works, we use what? Profiles. Profile to change the way an application works. And not only sysadmin module, GL, AP, AR, inventory, I said every module there are profiles. Okay. The way you want, the functional people, how they want accounting rule, profiles. Oh, we don't need to know. Profiles. HR, profiles. GL, profiles. AR, oh, we don't need to know about those. But all profiles, for every single module, every profile is centralized. In which module? AOL module. Which table? F&D profile options. All profiles are in those three tables. F&D profile option TL, F&D profile options, F&D profile option values. Every single profile. And for you people, you know that how simply and easy it is to change the profile. From sysadmin, go to profile, isn't it? System profile, that's it. Once you select profile, then you have to select the profile name and the level. Even if you don't remember the full name of the profile, you can use the wildcards, percentage, audit, percentage, audit, percentage. So you can get all the profile which has this keyword or the string called audit. So sometimes you don't need to remember password related, percentage, password, percentage, all the password related profiles. And you will be learning more about profile till the end of the course. We cannot discuss all the profiles. Here you understand the concept of profile. What is profile? Why we as an AppsDB are going to set the profiles? That concept you understand. You cannot learn all profiles right now, only few profiles. Okay, there are a couple of profiles which I am going to discuss later in PT class also, later also, so many profiles. And whenever you are doing certain thing, when you are following the document to do some configuration, there it will be mentioned that you set this profile and set this value, that's it. And go to sysadmin, the same navigation. Profile is given, value is given. It is very easy job. Whenever you are doing any setting, any configuration, it will be clearly given to you. This is the profile, you have to change this value, that's it. Okay. For example, now we are talking about new release, 12.1.3. Now next 12.2, whatever. So in this new release, what are the new profiles that have been introduced or added will be given the list. And what is the purpose of each profile? And what is the value? But again, the way you are going to set the profile will be same. Navigation is same, tables are same. In 11i also same table, in R12 also same table. In 11i also same navigation, in R12 also same. So what they are adding? Only they are adding more and more profiles. Concept remains same. The concept remains same. The way we are going to change the value of profile will be same. Isn't it? But more profiles will be added. More profiles will be added. For example, in our, if you look at now, we discussed about guest user, application guest user.
No.
But we discussed one user, right? Called Apple Syspub. Apple Syspub. So can you tell me this Apple Syspub user is in which file? It is mentioned. It is in which file?
Apache authentication file.
No, in which file this user account detail is mentioned? This is gateway user ID.
Gateway.
Good. DBC. .dbc. Correct? .dbc. So this user, gateway user, is mentioned in DBC. Now this information you can also find in R12 in profile also. So most of the things they are taking to what? Profile. Because when it is profile, it is easy to change. Changeable option. Profile is nothing but changeable option. So you know what? If you are going to a file and you are changing the value of the file, no, it's not good. Instead of that, if it is a profile, it is very easy. And profiles are centralized. AOL model, same table. So if you can do anything through profile, it is very easy. Very easy. You understand? Anything you could do through profile is very easy. Just you have to remember the name of the profile. And how you do? Same way. So now Oracle people are trying to do most of the things through what? Profiles. Most of the things through profile. Isn't it? And it's a very good idea. Very good. So actually, an application module actually, most of the time it will pick up the value from the profiles. When a user is changing the password, that time it is going to look into the profile. What is that? Password length. What is the length defined in that profile? 6. So now what you are entering the size? 5. Understand? So that means all these applications are using what? The profiles. Centralized. Now you just imagine, this concept is so beautiful, profile concept. You must understand, you must appreciate, you must remember. If you appreciate, you can remember. You must understand and you must appreciate this beautiful concept, centralized concept. Otherwise, there will be hundreds of commands you have to remember. If you want to change the length of the password, go to some menu, click there, do something. If you want to enable auditing, audit trail, you go somewhere or enable audit trail. Audit trail, user audit. If you want to, the title, screen title also you can give, color you can define, again separate command. Just imagine, separate command. So for everything there will be a separate command. No, here it is centralized. How? Through profiles. So because our job has become very, very easy. Not only the sysadmin is a job, but even the functional consultant job has become very easy. I said the way an application module behaves can be done through profile. A way an application module works, functions can be done through profiles. Profiles can be used to control an application module behavior. Okay. So there are all predefined profiles. You just have to remember the profile names. Okay. And in this session, you don't just try to remember the profiles, certain profiles, but also the concept behind it. You should be able to understand each and every profile. Profile means yes, same language. Profile means same thing. And profile means yes, either I have to change these. And again profiles are divided into two types. Site level profile, non-site level. Site level, non-site level. What does it mean? Site level, non-site level. Meaning what? Site level profile means the profile which is only works at site level. Means for all users. Non-site level means it can be defined at user level, responsibility level or application level. Site level profile means a profile which can be only defined for all users. It doesn't work for a particular user. You understand? Site level profile. There are certain profiles can be defined only at site level. Only site level. So there are certain profiles, and you will be learning more about this profile. One example, have you seen the title, NDA title on the screen? When you log into an application, there is a title is there. So if you want to change the title, there is a profile name is called site name. Now this side have no relation. This is different and this is different. This is the profile through which you can change the title. You can give NDI title, window title, NDI title, your window title. Like you want to give company name here, application title, company. So this title cannot be different for every user, right? So one example, this profile can be only set at what level? Site level, example. Isn't it? Site level. So certain profiles only work at site level. Okay, I'm planning to give you a document on that. There are more important profiles have been mentioned there. Okay, like there are so many interesting profiles are there. For example, when you submit a request, concurrent request, what is the default priority? First come first, and there is another thing is also based on the priorities also. When you submit a concurrent request, there is a priority, but the user cannot set the priority. The priority, let's say 50 is the default. It can be 1 to 99. 1 is, you can say, the highest. 99 is lowest. And what is default? 50. 50. So if all the requests come to request queue with the default priority 50, so all request priority is same. then it will be processed on what basis? FO, FIFO, first in, first out. But if there is one request, like all the request priorities are 50, 50, 50, 50, three requests are waiting in the queue, it is in the concurrent manager queue, but there is one request arrives with the priority 49. So where this request is placed in the queue?
Above.
Here, first. And when this request are picked up, this will be picked up first. So high priority, there are some misconception about the high priority. Some people think that high priority means the request will run fast. No, no, no. It is not going to run fast. It will be placed first in the queue. That's it. It will be picked up first. And when it is going to be processed, normal priority. Normal CPU time, CPU utilization, everything is normal. Okay. So that means this. Even you can change this priority through profile, concurrent, priority. There is the name of the profile in there. So that means there are so many profiles. Concurrent, priority. So what are the, I'll just give you an example. Okay? I'll give you more lists. We'll give you a list of all the profiles and ways these profiles can be used. Okay. So for certain user you can change priority. For certain user you can change say 1. For certain responsibility 10. So how the request will be placed in the or arranged in the queue would depend on the priority. First preference priority. Second time. P4 first in, first out. Even though this request came last, but this request was placed first in the queue. Okay. To be first in the queue, it has to have high priority. But you know, user cannot do that. Now this is system level or user level?
System level.
Yeah, if it is user level, means every user will change one. Every user will change one. No. There is no, you can't. So only at system level. Within system level, it can be site level, application level, responsibility level. So for a particular user, you can give high priority. Say 1. If that user submit request anytime, his request will be placed first in the queue. High preference. So that means most of the things you can control through what? Profile. And it's a very good concept, beautiful concept. Later when we are talking about patches, cloning, configuration, troubleshooting, that time this concept is going to be used to you. So you as an apps developer is very important concept. Files. Later, anytime, whenever we say profile means you should understand. Oh, this is we are talking about this. Immediately you should think about the tables. Profile means you must think of this table, HME profile options, EOL module, and from where you are going to change the profile, SysME module, system profile, and these profiles can be changed at site level, application responsibility. Certain profiles can be changed only at site level. This complete picture you must get. Whenever later we are talking about profiles. So later also we will be discussing about profiles. So it is not that one-time job, certain profiles you have to remember and forget. No. It's a very beautiful concept. You have to remember the overall concept of profile. You forget profile, it is okay. You should not forget the concept. I am telling you, it is very interesting. You forget certain profile is okay, but you should not forget the concept of profile. What is profile? Why that? You and I know what profile, how to change password length, but why profile? I don't know. That is useless. This knowledge is useless. If you remember profile, you don't remember the concept of profile, that is useless. The concept of profile more than you forget profile, no problem. You can find out. But what is profile? Why profile? What is the role of profiles? Type of profile? Level of profile. What is an API? There is a profile API through which you can get the information about the profile. What is the name of that profile API? Profile, there is a profile API is given the order. What is that API? FND underscore? Very good. FND underscore profile. It is a package now, but the moment, don't get confused, it is called API. It is called API. So somebody may not ask you what is the package. Somebody may ask you what is API. Okay, the API. So that is called FND profile. API means using that package, we can directly find out the information from which tables? FND tables, AOL, that is profile tables. F&D underscore profile options, F&D underscore profile option values using this API. Okay. So you have to know API, you have to know the tables, the navigation, and the list of profiles. And probably you will be learning more about profiles later on. There are so many profiles we are going to discuss later. So Oracle E-Business Suite store most of the things in the profiles. Even you know what? Your URL, your application URL is also in the profile, which is in database. And profile means data. The moment you talk about profile means you have to think about database, isn't it? Database, which part of database? AOL. AOL is F&D table, an exact table name. And there are only 3 tables on it. And you must be able to, you must have to write the query directly sometimes. Direct write the query on this table and find out the value. Okay, if you have not seen, later I will give you a query. So sometimes you should be able to write a query directly on this table. Write the query and get the data from this table. Direct answer. Not from the front end, from back end direct. How to find out the value of a particular profile? Directly from the back end. So you have to write the query and you have to join the tables. The 3 tables you have to join. F&D profile option TL, these. And you see, I just want to tell something here. There are certain naming conventions for the tables. Why there are 2 tables are there? F&D profile option here is there, and then again you have what? F&D profile options is there. And then you have F&D profile only option, singular, option, values. Well, fine, there are 2 tables. This is child table, detail, all the values are here. But why this? Again, TL stands for translation detail table. So always whenever you find any, there is a table with a suffix, if the suffix is TL, means translation, detail. You know, profile has the 2 names, short name, full name. Any profile name, you give me name of the profile, just you what is, any name? Java color scheme, password, sign on password, whatever you are telling, those are full name. And internal short names are also there. So short names are here, full names are here. Full name. TL, translation, detail, full name. But not only this, any table you come across TL, you should understand translation. If the suffix is TL, is the translation detail. If the suffix is ALL, all, it's a multi-org table, which I am going to discuss later. Last, there is a concept. There is one topic we are going to have called multi-org concept, multi-organization concept. That time I will tell you. That's a multi-org table. If a table name, if there is a keyword all, last, not prefix but suffix, the suffix. Sometimes you have to write a select query and directly pick up the values from this table. Find out the value of a profile from here, direct. Or you can use that API. You can use direct this query or from the front end. And you know that you are changing the value of profiles, and certain times the value of the profile will not be enforced immediately, will not be in effect immediately. You need to log out and log in, then the value get affected. To make the value enforced, if you want the to affect the value, you need to sometimes stop, you need to log out and log in. So we are not going to deal with, there are thousands of profiles are thousands, and we are not going to deal with all profiles. Functional consultants will deal with all module specific. We deal particularly for the sysadmin related profiles. Again, you just go ahead, any question you have, again I'll explain. You say, I didn't understand this part of the profile or this part. Just ask me anything, I can explain more time.
Sir, what is functional consultant and what are we? We are technical or?
We are actually administrator, we are support guys, we are admin guys, we are support guys. Functional consultants are those guys who are going to set up the modules. These business modules will be set up. Like you have financial consultant, HR consultant, okay? For various modules you will have functional consultant. Basically they do this setup during implementation time. So during implementation time, when a functional consultant is going to set up GL module, AR module, AP module, so there are so many profiles are there, he will change the value of the profile according to the requirement. Already profiles are there. So a lot of things he does, but one of the things is also profile. So that's it. So his job is to set up the module, configure the module, define business functionality. See, these Oracle E-Business Suite modules are not ready to be used, right? They are basically standard modules. They have not been developed for a particular organization. If a particular organization you want to use this E-Business Suite module, then they have to actually set up, configure this. Even it applies to SAP, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, isn't it? All these ERP, so-called ERP or enterprise class software, they need to be set up. And that is the job of function. And they come under non-technical category. They come under non-technical category. We don't consider them as a technical category. Of course, sometimes they will be using SQL, but they don't know what is backend tables and these and these. And then there is another role we have called techno-functional consultant. Then they are dealing with the customization. Okay. Developing custom forms, reports, customizations. So functional consultant, technical developer and technical support. Support means RSD. Translation. TL only is not for translation. Translation. But exactly what is the meaning of that translation is detail. Detail. That means the detail columns, detail values, detail name, full name will always follow TL. Only option. That means without TL. So both are parent, TL and option, and the child is values. Isn't it? Every profile, a profile has what? Value. This value can be set at various levels, isn't it? It can be set at what level? Site level, application, blah blah. So where is this information about the profile? This information about the profile is both in FND profile, option, TL as well as only options. FND profile is called FND, profile of options. And these values is where under FND profile option. A profile, every profile, and this profile, look at a profile has a name, full name and short name. Full name is here, the short name is here. So in short, every profile has a value. You have to change the value at a different level, and we are talking about system profile of course here. But whether it is GL, AR, AP, inventory, for every module all profiles are here only in this table. Before changing certain profile, if you people could take the backup of this table, it is a very good idea. Before changing the value of profile, if you take the backup of this table, is a good idea. If you want to go back, you can restore those tables. Backup of table, create table as. How do you backup a table?
Sit out.
Create table as. You can create another table from this table. Again, any questions?
Whenever we make changes to profile, sometimes we have to restart the
Wait, what?
not as
It depends. Sometimes certain profile requires services to be bound. Sometimes you just log out and log in, it will go to work. But most of the profiles doesn't require services to be bounds. Only you log out and log in. That's it.
most of the time we are
There is some issue, but most of the time, like you just have to exit and log in. Because you see, it is like this. When you log into an application module, that time it will go and check the value of profiles, and according to profile, it is going to work. When you have already logged into an application module, it is not going to check. And the best example I can say is, you see, when does an instance read the initialization parameter file?
At the time of start.
When you are starting the instance. When you have already started the instance, it will not read the value of the parameter. If you change in parameter file. Yeah, there are some dynamic parameters you can change, but here there is no concept. There are very few dynamic parameters are there, but majority is static parameter. Most of the static parameter means you need to just log log out and log in. See, it's not a very big concept or tough thing, but once you practice, I think you will get it very clearly. Just what is profile, you need to practice it, 4 or 5 profiles if you practice, and you understand all profiles are here. So now you accept this, that it is playing the role of a global variable. Why it is a variable? Because it can be easily changed. When a value can change, it is called variable. And why it is called globally? Because it is at the global level. It is common, centralized, global level. So it is also, profile is what? A global variable. Right? So this is basically a very good concept. All options are there. So every module is depending on this profile. Every module uses this profile. And how they behave would depend on the value of that particular profile.
profiles are not module specific.
They are module specific. Yeah, I said every module has got profile. GL profile. See, profiles are maintained in centralized place, but they are module specific. Sysadmin profile, GL, AR, AP, each module has its own profile. Okay. So GL module also using profile there. So they are just having a name of the profile, but the value and actually it is coming from where? From AOD. Isn't it? We have discussed that. You now recall? We discussed that AOL provide a common features to all modules. Isn't it? We discussed on that. That all modules, every module, whether including even whether you use a sysadmin module or use a GL, AP, inventory, order management, every module depend on what? AOL. And not for profile, there are so many things are there. And even for profile also. That time I told you, profile, flex field and all that. So they are centralized. So GL has its own profile, AP has its own, inventory has its own profile, sysadmin has its own profile. All profiles are in AOL. And AOL means FND tables. And what are the FND tables? You know very well. So where Oracle has kept all the profile, in which model? AOL belongs. AOL model. Isn't it? Your AOL is providing SRS? Yes or no? SRS? Common features. It is now providing what? Just now what we have discussed? Profiles. And it is providing flex fields, which we are going to discuss again. Flex fields. It is going to provide what? Printers. So SRS, we discussed the submission, request submission. Profiles in AOL. Flex field. So why these models are depending? Because AOL has all these features, centralized features. These modules will be using SRS feature, profiles, flex field, printers from AOL. So again, when you are thinking about profile, you should also understand the role of what? AOL module again. Again AOL, because profiles are part of AOL, isn't it? So how AOL is providing a common functionality, how it is providing a common role. central rule. And because of this, now it has become easy to change any profile. Because all profiles are centralized now. The profiles are used in a different model, but when they are centralized now, so easy to change. From one single screen, you can change any profile. That is the beauty. Easy to maintain this profile. Same time, we can have a brief discussion on, it's not going to take a lot of time, flex fields, because we are not going to do much about flex field. Again, functional consultant and technical developer will do it. We are not going to do much. We need to understand only what is flex field, sometimes how to maintain flex field, nothing more than that. The flex field concept is very much important, very much required by functional guys. The functional consultant, technical developers, they are going to deal with. As an apps DBA, we have to have a very basic knowledge about what is flex field, what it does, and sometimes how to make it. Nothing more than that. So what is that concept? It is again AOL feature. What is that? Flex field. Flex means what? Flexibility. Fields means what? Fields on the form. Fields. Actually, it is called items. On the form. Fields, you know, on a form there are fields are there. That is called normal field. Flex field means flexibility field, flex field, flexi field, flexibility field. So what is flex field? Flexibility. Flex means flexibility. Fields means what? Fields on the form map to base tables column. This is a very again good concept for customization. Why Oracle provided flex field ID? It's a very simple concept, and particularly for us. You know, in a form, how much you can enter will depend on the fields, right? Let's say there is a form, there is a string is there. Here, what are these fields, right? These are actually not fields. Actually, the technical term is called items. Items. You know, customer ID, customer name. It is called items. Items. Earlier, it was called field, and later they have changed the term to items. Items. So items. You can call field short. So you may have various fields like customer ID, name, blah blah all that. You know, so many fields are there. Fields, and these fields are mapped to what? Table, columns. There will be one table. So whatever users are entering in this field, and then say it is going to what? Base table, columns. Isn't it? Now you see here, so many fields are there. If you want to enter more, then you need what? Field. But before that field, what do you need? Column. You need a column and you need a field. Simple. To enter more data, you need a column and then you need a field. Isn't it? Now Oracle has provided all the forms and all the tables and all the columns. Correct? Now in Oracle Business Suite, it comes in. All the tables are there, columns are there. Now I'll tell you the main key concept I'm going to tell you. See, very interesting. Can Oracle anticipate how many, in a particular table, how many columns can be required? And on a form, how many fields are required? Imagine, they even can't even anticipate. They even can't predict, they can't even make a guess also. It is highly, highly difficult. Impossible. Next to impossible. They can't do that. For example, there is a customer form is there. On customer form, how many fields they can provide? How many fields? Now there is a customer table is there and customer form is there. And there are fields are there. Now it has been implemented and one customer is saying that I want to capture about customer hobbies also. End user want to enter customer hobbies, but there is no field in the table. The fields are not there. In the table columns are not there. If the columns are not there, field. So we have to add the what? Columns. We have to add the field. Oh, it is very tough now. And Oracle said, don't touch the tables. Don't touch the tables. So then you say how? See, you know what Oracle did? Actually, Oracle has provided blank columns. Oracle has provided blank columns for future expansion. That is all about next field. In every table, there are extra blank columns are there. So you want field on a form? Yeah, you can add. But before you add the field, you must have a column. And if you don't have the column, it's a problem. So Oracle has given what? Blank columns. So every table, like say for example, what is the table name? Customer. So customer ID, name, so many. And plus, there are blank columns on it. I'll give you a little. The name of the blank column is exactly what I'll tell you. You can say attribute 1. The column name is, you know what? Attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, maybe 10. How many? Total how many blank columns?
10.
10. And the name of the columns are what? Because we don't know what. So they have given the name what? Standard, generic name. Attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, set 10. So you may need 5, they have given double. So one thing first. You know sometimes this question comes, particularly this question comes to some DBA, but mostly it comes to the developers. That Oracle has given all the tables. So suppose if I want to add columns, can I add columns? No. Even Oracle has given extra columns. So you don't need to, you never need to add a column. Never. And those blank columns given names what? Attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3. Now look at it. In a table, already blank columns are there or not? Data. But on the field, on a form, there are fields are there, fixed fields are there. Now suppose if you want to capture additional information, say for example customer hobbies, can we capture? Extra columns are there? Can we capture? For example, customer choice. Customer choice. For example, if this somebody to tourism department is there using, your favorite destination, holiday destination already, somebody. But again, the problem is, suppose if they already fix the field, your holiday, it is with some customer they may not use. If it is used by patient and you are asking patient what is your favorite holiday destination, you are asking the patient what is your favorite destination. That is good answer. Once you are okay, they will do that. For certain certain businesses, certain columns are, certain fields are not enough. What fields they provide Oracle? Only standard fields. You want extra field, you have to add. Now, how to add those fields? The answer is what? Plus field. Okay. So technical developer and functional people, they do it. So on this form, this is the screen with one single field. This is okay. And you look at that, there are two types of flex fields are there. Key flex field and descriptive flex field. Key and descriptive. This is called KFF and DFF. Well, just very basic concept. Mainly they are discussing. So this is a descriptive flex field, descriptive. Now once the cursor goes there, you know what happens? When the cursor goes there, then again pop-up window will appear. And on this pop-up window, there are extra fields are there. And these extra fields are mapped to these extra columns. But again, you don't worry. You have to worry if you are going to do that. But you have not to. You are not going to do that. You just have to understand. So when this pop-up window here, this pop-up window says that which field it is? Flex field. To capture what? Additional data. And where it is going? To additional columns, to the blank columns, additional columns. What are columns? Attribute 1, attribute 2, for example 3. Attribute 1, 2, 3. And where they define this? In AOL. I told you AOL. And there is the attribute 1, they can specify some name. For attribute 2, they can specify some name. For example, attribute 1, hobby 2, something like that. They can give that name. But when you describe the table, when you describe the table, the name of the column will always what? Attribute 1, attribute 2. But what does the column contain? That information is defining flex field, and this flex field is defined where? In AO. AO means FND names. So we need to know, that's it. You need to identify whether it's a key flex field or descriptive. So I'll tell you how to identify. So mainly we are discussing which field? Descriptive flex field. Descriptive flex field means to capture additional data. And how do you identify there is a descriptive field? Look at this. There is a square bracket, and then one field will be there, and when the cursor will go there, a pop-up window will appear, and this pop-up window says that it is a descriptive flex field. But again, like why we are discussing this, I'll tell you. If something is wrong with this, if it is not working and all that, sometimes you have to compile flex field data. So that is the main part for us. We have to compile flex field data. I'll tell you on that. First, you identify what is flex field and what is the difference between key and descriptive flex field, and what is the use of flex field and how to identify flex field. That's it. Nothing more than that. So actually, you know what? If you say key flex field, Oracle is maintaining key flex field for maintaining code, and this is to capture additional data. To capture additional general data. To capture additional data. For example, to capture additional data. For example, you can ask for hobbies, something. To capture additional data, descriptive flex field, any extra data. Any extra information, whatever is provided other than that extra information. For capturing extra, descriptive flex field. Code, COD, code, like for example item code, employee code, item code. I'll give you an example of the key flex field also. So flex field is nothing but everything regular. Field on the form which is mapped to the table columns, that is called flex field, and there are two types, key and descriptive. Descriptive is when you see this symbol, you have to understand that it is descriptive. But how to identify the key field flex field, you will see that. And key flex field is to enter a code, for code like item code, employee code. The various codes are there, like. Okay, and then you have various unique IDs like department code, accounting code, accounting code, codes. So within e-business suite, all codes are maintained through key flex field. First, you understand descriptive flex field. On any form, when you see this, it's a descriptive flex field. And again, I'm telling you the name of the column also. So where actually data is going? Into attribute 1, 2, 3. How many attributes are there? Different attributes. You can describe the table, and you describe any application table, you will find these columns, attribute columns are there. Data type varchar, that is 255. Data type is varchar.
So
And
this
then
cannot be renamed. This column should not be renamed.
No, rename no. Yeah, you can't rename. No, you cannot change the name of the columns. You can give the name of the columns in AO. So how to find out the name of the column? Not by describing the table, but going to AO. Technical developer will do it. You don't need to worry about it. See, in a table, what data is stored, how do we identify? By looking at the column name, right? If the column name is customer ID, oh, it contains customer ID. If the column name is, but here is very difficult. The name of the column is what? Attribute 1. So we don't know. So this information is maintained in AO. So technical developer will pick up from AO. And then when they are writing a custom report, they will pick up from that. They will do that. So for example, you know, customer ID, for example, customer ID. When the customer ID can be maintained very simple, 101, but in all the business suite, all the codes are maintained with multiple subcodes. For example, customer ID can be maintained, you know what? Customer ID can be maintained based on which country he belongs to, within that country's city, okay, within that area. to maintain a uniqueness. So for example, when you are entering, when the cursor goes there, again a pop-up window will appear. So to enter customer ID, again there, how many fields you have to enter? 2, 3. For example, what? Country code. You understand? City code. And one unique number, a unique number, again serial number or unique customer number, unique number. So country code is what? Say for 101. City code is what? Say C001. Serial number, maybe say 0001. So this all will make one code, But this one code is consisting of how many fields? 1, 2, 3. This is called key. What? Key flex field. And this is going into some table, right? Oh, we don't know the name of it, whatever the table. Same table over it. But column names are used. The column names are this. You must identify segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. So where the descriptive data is going? Which column? Attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3. Where key flex field data is going to be stored? Segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. So in a table, in Oracle application table, you will have two types of columns. Attribute columns are there, segment columns are there. Attribute columns are to capture additional data, any general data, any kind of data. But the segment columns are especially for storing what? Code. A code which is consisting of multiple subcodes or meaning. So by looking at the code, you can identify that this customer belong to which country, this customer belong to which city. You understand? If you give customer ID 101, 102, no meaning. But in Oracle application, they are using key flex field to give a meaning to a code. To give meaning to a code, they are using key flex field. Okay? And these codes are defined by functional consultant during implementation time itself. Like accounting key field. One of the famous key flex field is GL key flex field. GL accounting key flex field, which they define code. When a user is entering a transaction, so this transaction is what? For purchasing, for sales, what type of transaction, this implies, whether it is a expense account, revenue account, or whether it is in which department. So the detailed code will be maintained. So whenever a transaction is performed, that code has to be used, and that is called key flex field. So finally, you people don't worry about all those things. You just understand that the key flex field is to capture additional data, general data or accounting code data, general or codes, descriptive and key flex, and all it is going to be stored in the tables, attribute columns and segment columns. Okay. And then I told you the main concept what you have to understand is that how you are going to compile flex field data. How you are going to compile. Sometimes in the flex field, if there is a problem, there is an issue with flex field. If this pop-up window is not appearing. So as we discussed, how much knowledge you need about forms? Oh, at least this is form, source code, basic knowledge. So you are not going to create form. For flex field also, you are not going to define flex field, but you must say, this is flex field. For example, normal field. No, this is not flex field. Oh no, this is not flex field. Yeah, this is flex field. This is flex field. How you identify? When a pop-up window comes, this is flex field. This flex field, key. Because it is coming from normal field. This descriptive. Why? Because the symbol I told you, right? It's a descriptive. Any form. It's a descriptive and that's a key flex field. And where it is coming from, information coming from AOL. Like FND ID, FND underscore ID flex field, FND descriptive flex field. There are various FND tables are there. Those tables we can see. All this like FND profile option. Here FND flex field tables are there. So that means all the flex field information is centralized. So almost every module uses flex field for two things: for capturing general data and capturing codes. Descriptive flex field, key flex field. As an objective, we have to identify these are key or descriptive first. Second, if there is any problem, you may have to do what? Compilation. If there is a problem here, if there is a problem here, it's a problem with key flex field. Otherwise, if there is a problem here, means it is not an issue with flex field. If this pop-up window is not coming, means it's an issue with flex field. So, field within the fields. That is called flex field. Flexibility in designing the fields. So how you can capture? You can capture more data. Through one field, you are capturing so much. So when the cursor goes there, a pop-up window will appear, and through that there are more captured, more fields are subfields. You can say a flex field is nothing but a subfield. Subfields. Field within fields. Field, isn't it? This is field. Field within fields. Field within fields. Subfields. To capture, a flex field is nothing but a subfield to capture additional data. Flexibility. So in the practical level, you can just say go to some forms, 1, 2, 3 forms, you go functional forms and see, oh, this is key and this is district. And we have a utility is there called AD admin utility, which we are going to discuss more in detail later. In that AD utility, we have an option is there called compile flexible data. So whenever you are required to compile flexible data, you have to go to that utility AD admin and then select that option called compile flexible data. So all the flexible data will be compiled. You know, whenever functional consultant defines this flexible, so many views are created, and this view become invalid also sometimes. And when you compile, this view will be again compiled. Okay. So it happens. So if there is any issue with the flexible, you must learn how to compile flexible data, and that flexible data compilation option is there in one of the utility called AD admin, and you are going to see that in AD admin, compile flexible data. So even you cannot say that you cannot afford to say, well, I don't know anything about flexible. No, you cannot afford. And you should not say I can define flexible. No, that also you should not say. But at the same time, you cannot even say I don't know anything. Oh, it is not my job. No, that you can't say. When functional consultants are talking about key flexible, discrete flexible, or you should not be know what they are talking. I am not understanding. I am understanding what you are talking. I am understanding what you are talking. Flexible, but I don't know, that's your job to do. And for them also it is easy. What has been easy, they can just define flexible. Adding fields on a form has become very, very easy. The concept called flexible, that's your flexibility. Adding more fields on a form is easy. Even there is no space on the form, extra field can be designed, because it is coming in a pop-up window. See, that is beautiful one. If you want 10 fields on a form, to one field you can have 10 fields or 20 fields. The technical developer and our functional consultant will do that. This is flexible. So you must say key flexible and descriptive flexible, and what is the purpose of key flexible, descriptive flexible, and how to compile flexible data. So these two things are important. Profiles will be giving you more than flexible. Profiles more. And profile also, you are not going to create any profile. You are going to use existing profile. You are just going to change the value of existing profile. That's it. Sometimes at site level, sometimes at user level. So any question for me?
Those blank columns, are they useful?
Yes, of course. When you describe table, yes. You describe any table.
No field is
Yeah, initially even if no field, actually when you are installing, during installation time, fresh installation, production installation, so when you describe any table, you describe any like PO vendors, PO underscore vendors, or AP underscore invoices all. You describe any table, you will find this, attribute 1, attribute 2, segment 1, segment 2, this columns. Even though they are mapped or not, and you select, nothing will come, initially. But later, when users inserting data, then data will come. But don't get confused, the name of the columns are not there, the name of the attribute columns are mentioned in AOL. So the technical developer, they know how to get it from there. When they are writing reports, they get it from there.
These segments will also be there in AOL, or he can pick up
everything. See. Actually, this what you call descriptive flexible data is going to columns, and key flexible data is going to columns. The name of the columns are separate. This column for DF then attribute 1, 2, 3, and for key flexible segment 1, segment 2. Actually, everything is in AOL.
Table can be different and table can be same.
These columns normally come from normal tables.
Normal tables. Segment for code. So every table may not have code. So if there is a code if there is a table which is having code, then only you will find it. But I can say that every application table you will find those columns. What is that? Attribute column in every table. You describe PO vendors, you describe HR, for all PPF, you describe any table, you will find attribute columns. So attribute columns are actually known as blank columns to capture additional data. When they are defining key flex field, when they are mapping the column to field, so this information is all data is stored in FNE tables. So which field for what? Which field to which column? Field to column. Which flex field to which attribute column? On the top there are 5 fields, subfields. Field 1, attribute 1. Field 2, attribute 2. Right? Suppose sometime attribute 1 is already used, so they are using from attribute 2, 3. So this all information is there in AOL. AOL means FNE tables. We don't have to validate. We have to compile flex field data sometimes if there is any issue from this. So you don't have to spend, I think, 5-10 minutes to flex field. Mostly, I think when you are doing practice, you practice mostly with profiles. Flex field, if you get an idea. Any question? So enjoy your Sunday with Oracle application system in module. With profiles, flex field. In morning breakfast, you take flex field. Lunch, you take concurrent managers. Dinners, I will tell you later what.